see, the thing is, they make me look good.
No.
You know, a lesson I always learned was from Vidal. He said, you know what, Tim? He said, always surround yourself with the best people possible. And that's very true. But you know what? The reason I'm pleased to be here is because I think that this is really the most progressive group. And, you know, for me, I always tend to be doing something not what everybody else does. I try and be original. And so here I am.
You know, for us, it's like we met every weekend.
Yeah, I know.
It's like Uncle Tim. Yeah, still Tim.
And he still hasn't bought me a drink.
No worries.
You know, the thing is, I'm Uncle Tim, but you know, it's better than being called grandfather or daddy.
Uncle.
Uncle's a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And
so for us, it's it's a dream to have you here.
Oh,
you know, every time we try to make something.
Yeah, why did you leave it so long?
I don't. Because it's hard to contact you. You're always busy.
Yes.
Yeah, you're always busy.
That's true.
So it's a great honor for us to have you here, and Joanna also. I think that all together we are going to make something really great.
I think the hairdressers in Spain are fantastic. You know, and back in the day, I won't mention that name again, but you know, when I worked with Vidal, we did lots of shows in Spain.
Yeah, I know.
You know, the most of them were in the north of Spain.
Yeah.
Where they're all rebels there, aren't they? Yeah. They're all naughty, you know.
Yes, they are. Gracias, sí. Yeah, there's a lot of people from Basque Country that come here to see you. They call us, can I buy a ticket for Tim Hartley show? I say, come on, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I really believe at the moment that the cult of the cut is becoming very strong again, and the reality is that there's a 30-year cycle in fashion.
Yeah.
So I'm back. I'm back in fashion. You know, the thing is. But you know, the truth is, I never really went anywhere because I really believe that in the power of education, and I mean, I've had my own brand for 10 years now, and that's finally growing into something, you know, a little bit more. So. That's the wonderful thing about hairdressing, you know, it's constantly changing and developing. These boys are getting better at speaking English. I wonder why.
Yeah. She's the one. Yeah.
Could you give us a hairdressing or a team that's impressive that isn't X-Presion, because we all.
No, I don't. No, I don't like any of the others. Well, you know what? I think. Well, no, because. You know, Joanna's working away, very busy there. And, you know, well, Trevor Sorby was one of my teachers back in Manchester, and he's celebrating, I think, 40 years in hairdressing?
Yeah, I guess.
And I met him in the early 70s, you know, when I was a child. You know, so I love, you know, people like Seiko, you know, Richard Ashforth,
Yeah.
He's flying the flag for British hairdressing too. You know, these boys are flying the flag for Spanish hairdressing, and we're doing it for British hairdressing, and it's very, very important. I know that, you know, I met, you know, Mr. Longaris many times, you know, when I've been over here. And it's really important that everyone has heroes, you know.
Yeah.
And these are going to be the new ones. Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Not yet, but almost.